let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Let's go get them. It's week 3. We're going to make some stuff happen this week. Because I got to be honest with you, my last couple weeks have been rough. We're starting off subpar this season, I have to say. Haven't really been, I guess, really evaluating some of these games the way I thought. Some of these teams are coming out to play pretty well, and then other teams are just not showing up. Recap from last week, like Bowling Green, I was in shock. I thought they'd at least compete in that game. It was 52-0 before anybody knew it. So that wasn't even close. My Cal Washington go get him pick of the week went completely the other way. It was like a 4-hour delay, and that was something else. So that one was rough. That one was very rough. Okay, so it was a tough week. Hoping to smooth it out a lot this week. I feel very good. Kind of changed up my style a little bit on how I'm picking now. Based on, I mean, it's week 3, right? So you're going into week 3. You can kind of see what the teams are doing, right? I mean, after 2 games, you can kind of get a good look at, is the offense established? Is the defense, are they actually playing well? Are they playing better? So those are big things that I'm looking at now with my analysis and kind of like being able to really put more time into what games and picks I think are really something that are going to pan out the way you think. So yeah, I'm hyped for this week, ready to bounce back. I mean, we're under 50% right now, so if you're betting the way I'm betting, then you're losing a lot of money. So I'm looking real broke right now. So we'll get this going. I want to start off with some education this week. Education is personnel. So I want to go over not just like, I'm going to go over like betting education and like how you can bet on games and things like that, but I also just want to go over like football education, like just help you guys kind of understand the game a little bit more, because I know like I played a long time, and not until I started getting to like the collegiate level where I really like understood what the heck was going on, especially with personnel. So like personnel is basically offensively what grouping of players you have on the field, right? So everybody knows that basically with personnel you have 5 individuals that are eligible to be active when it comes to touching the football. So let's go with like a 12 personnel, right? So right there with 12 personnel, you got 1 running back and 2 tight ends, right? So the R becomes before the T in the alphabet. So you got 1 and 2. So think of things like that. You got empty, right? Empty is 5 receivers. So that means that you have no personnel in the box. It's kind of interesting when you like really start to look into it, right, and understand. Sorry for all the background noise today. We got some dinner going and the little puppies are moaning. So sorry about that. But let's get into it. All right. So this week I actually have a guest pick from a new follower, subscriber, someone who's giving me all types of support. I haven't even met him, but his name is Derek Bodford. My man's always hitting me up with some comments and always kind of blowing me up a little bit. It's really cool. I appreciate it, Derek. You're a good fan, man. I love that you watch the show and you keep in touch. So Derek's pick this week is the Wake, North Carolina game, and he likes the over. And I actually like this pick. It's a good pick. Both teams can move the football very well. Offensively, they're able to put up some points. North Carolina's been playing some tough defense this last couple weeks. So, like, them scoring the way they're scoring with a true freshman and Sam Howell says a little something, right? So, like, I really think that they'll be able to do a little something against Wake Forest defense, because Wake Forest defense gave up 21 points to Rice, and majority of the game Rice had their backup quarterback in. So, I like Derek's pick here. I really think it's good. Derek's probably doing better than me this year. So, Derek, hey, I like that pick, man. Keep having fun betting on games. I know I have fun doing it, win or lose. Hopefully I'm winning, but it is what it is, man. And I appreciate the support. Thanks for sending your pick this week, man. Good stuff. Moving forward for the picks this week, game 1, Maryland -7 at Temple. I love this game. This was like my number 1 game of the week, I think, especially after seeing Maryland just work over Syracuse last week. It was crazy. Josh Jackson, coming from Virginia Tech, going in this Maryland offense, is really doing some good work. I love it. I really love what he's doing. He's moving the ball so well in this offense. They're averaging 71 points a game so far this season. I know it's only 2 games, but still, that's ridiculous, especially against a ranked team. I know they played Howard before, and Howard's terrible. It's like one of the lowest FCS teams ever, but still, like, it's something special. 71 points a game? That's just It's unreal. So like they're airing it out well. They're moving the football well. The defense is playing pretty well. I mean, they didn't give up many points to Syracuse either. Syracuse just wasn't in that game. So I mean, I really like Maryland here. Temple's not bad. Um, they started off all right this year. They had a bye last week, so they're kind of been ramping up for Maryland. So they're probably game planning really well. But I would say they're game planning to lose at best by 17. Definitely not 7. So I don't see Temple being able to cover it all. Maryland should run all through these boys. They're only taking the short bus ride up the I-95. So let's go Terps. Go to work. Take that game. Game 2, NC State and West Virginia. The Mountaineers haven't been climbing not one damn mountain this year. They're terrible. Mizzou ran through them last week. James Madison actually gave these boys a real good show a couple weeks ago. James Madison, the top level FCS team in the CAA. Definitely a good, strong program. They've won national championships in the FCS level, so I will give West Virginia that. But West Virginia, without Dana Holgerson, I don't know what they can do. It's just been pretty bad. So they've fallen off a little bit. I really like the quarterback for NC State, Matthew McKay. I think he's a big-time baller. I think he can make plays. I think their defense is playing very well, too. Their defense actually, they've only given up, I want to say 6 points. They've allowed 6 points in their first 2 games of the year. One FCS team, and then another was East Carolina. So they really haven't played anybody, but at the same time, it's consistency. You want to see the consistency in these teams, especially early on, because that's what's going to really carry them through week by week. So I love NC State, -6.5 at West Virginia. Take them. Game 3, Oklahoma State, -14 at Tulsa. I just don't see how Tulsa can stay in this one. Tulsa played San Jose State last week. They played pretty well. They won the game, beat them by 18. They covered in their game. San Jose State's just not a good football team. Tulsa I wouldn't say they got killed by Michigan State, but Michigan State started off slow. The offense wasn't looking like it did last week. They lost 28-7 against Michigan State. It wasn't a bad game. It's just that Tulsa, they didn't, yardage-wise, they didn't do too much. I don't think the quarterback's really going to do too much for him. That boy Tylan Wallace, the receiver at Oklahoma State, is just a big-time player, man. You're talking about showtime plays. This guy is just deep ball, deep ball, deep ball. He makes things happen. Yak, too. So I like what they got. Spencer Sanders, he's a quarterback. He's like every Oklahoma State quarterback. He's going to spread it around, chuck it, air raid all day long. It's just fun, right? It's Big 12 air raid football. Who doesn't like watching that? So I like Oklahoma State -14 at Tulsa. I know I'm picking some away games here, but it's just the teams that they're playing and the offenses that are going there, they're strong enough to get the job done. So take a look at these games. And then I got Oklahoma -23 at UCLA for game 4. They're going away too, but Oklahoma's offense, look at that. We all know who Jalen Hurts is. If you don't know him, look him up, because that boy is a Heisman frontrunner in my book. He's going to kill it this year. That offense is just moving, like always. It's like Kyler Murray's still there. So, I mean, I think they're going to do great. DTR, or Dorian Thompson Robinson over at UCLA, I think that kid has promise. But he's not making any promises right now. So all I got to say is don't take UCLA in this game. Take Oklahoma -23. Chip Kelly's offense just doesn't have an identity yet. He doesn't know what these kids can do. Them losing to SDSU last week was tough. You can't lose those types of games. Not like that. SDSU's not a bad team in the Mountain West, but right now, if you ask me, Mountain West is looking stronger than Pac-12. So, I mean, those are my 4 main picks of the week. Going to the over-under wonder. I'm wondering if it's going to hit this week, but I'm just playing with you because I know it will. I like that Florida State UVA game. It's over 58, so I like the over 58 here. That Kendall Briles offense with Florida State, Florida State looks terrible defensively right now, but offensively, they've been doing all right. They're averaging, I want to say about 35 points a game, which is not bad. They're getting the offense moving. Blackman, that quarterback down there at Florida State's getting used to the offense, it looks like. And it looks like they're making plays. It's just defensively they can't do too much. So that's why I really like the over here, because UVA, Virginia's got a little something going. Now they're ranked. They're going to get some things moving. I mean, Bronco Mendenhall, he's a good coach. He keeps those boys in line. I think they're going to get the job done. So I like the over there with Florida State and UVA. For your money line dime, right? I haven't been doing too well on these. My last two were actually really bad, and this one is, I would say, it's not as much of a stretch. I really thought the North Texas SMU game was a good one because I like North Texas, but here I really like Colorado State flying down south to Arkansas and making it happen. They're, I believe it's a 9-point underdog right now. So your line, you're looking at like a money line of about like plus 290, which is good. And I think Colorado State can do this. They pulled it out last year. Colin Hill is a strong quarterback over there. I like Colin. He can ball out. The offense has actually been averaging over 500 yards a game the first two games. They played Colorado, in-state rival, and actually competed with them very well for 3 quarters. They didn't finish, but I think they're going to be a lot better against Arkansas because Arkansas is what I could say, the shit of the West in the SEC. They're terrible. They're just not a good team. They lost to Ole Miss last week. They struggled against Portland State week 1, which was kind of scary for Arkansas fans. So I think Colorado State goes down to Fayetteville and works over Arkansas. Doesn't work them over, but I mean, they're going to probably beat them by a touchdown, 10 points. That's what I like. So that's my money line dime of the week. And now, going into I got hands. Go get 'em. Game of the week. We got Ohio State at Indiana. Ohio State's favored by 16. So I got Ohio State minus 16 here at Indiana. Love it. I've been staying away from Ohio State so far this season, kind of just letting them do what they're doing. I like Justin Fields. He's one of my favorites. He's one of the guys I told you guys to keep an eye on throughout the year. I think he's doing well in this offense. Dobbins looks amazing with him. That duo is something special. They're really making it happen. They're doing their spread offense thing. They're moving the football well. The defense is just getting better. They gave up 21 to Florida Atlantic. They gave up 0 to Cincinnati. What? It's crazy. I think that defense is something special, and I think they're going to have that boy Michael Penix all types of rattled. I just don't see it happening. I like Ohio State here. They're averaging over 500 yards of offense as well. You're looking at if you look at the games too, you look at Indiana. They played Ball State, won 34-24. Ball State's not that good of a football team, not at all this year. Then you look at them playing Eastern Illinois. They won 52-0. It's a great win. It's a great win, right? And defensively, it shows a lot of Indiana. But I really don't think it's going to be a problem for Ohio State to get what they want to get on the ground and in the air and move that offense, and then also have their defense just trample Indiana. So definitely like that one. I think the finish for that will actually be somewhere around like Ohio State 41 and Indiana 13. So that's what I like this week, guys. Man, I can't wait for more college football. I love my Saturdays right now. So, hey, go get them and put $1 on it.